Hey yo, it's that time again, and this time it's time for part 2 of upcoming brutal indie games in January. And oh freaking boy, does the second half of January hold some precious freaking brutal gems. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Wait, what did you just tell me? Are you been awarded with the privilege to fuck my boss?
So let's start this video off with some wild, some crazy, and some good old freaking grandpa shooting. Introducing Max Payne meets the world of indie games, where a strange phone call has invaded the peace of grandpa, and only he has the power to rescue the mistress so that he can return and chill in his own house. Such a wacky premise for a game, but I am freaking down for it. It will feature a fleshed out story told through cutscenes, voice acting, AI voices, and everything in between. It also features some rather gorgeous looking stretch out stale and stiff textures smacked on some low poly models that we can play and shoot at in semi open world areas loaded with action and puzzles. The Max Payne we never got? Find out this January. So next up is a superb boomer shooter, Gravelord, and it has a demo up on Steam that you can give a spin, or you can decide to watch my playthrough of it, it's up to you. Nonetheless, the demo shows that the team behind this game knows what makes a good boomer shooter, with absolutely great level design, a moody atmosphere, beefy weapons, demonic enemies, great and fast movement, a punchy soundtrack. I mean, all the ingredients are here and they have been well freaking cooked. But the game doesn't stop there. It introduces a mechanic called tarot cards. They work almost as in survivor-like games, whereas you level up and get to choose from 1 out of 3 cards that consist of upgrades. Or is it 2 cards? Sometimes it's 3 cards, sometimes it's 2 cards. Nonetheless, it's a cool system that gives you that dopamine kick. And if you can't get enough of it, there's also endless level challenges that awaits on the 22nd of January. Somber Echoes is a dark fantasy Metroidvania rooted in ancient Greek mythologies. You shall set out to stop your twin sister from destroying the universe and venture into the challenges and mysteries ahead to find the answers to the question hidden under the ashes of an impending destruction of the worlds. And bloody hell does this game look good. Graphically, I am mighty impressed by this. The animations are extremely well done, the environments are gorgeous, and the lighting and effects just have that quality look to them that can really suck you in. Now, apart from graphics, this game will offer a lot of platforming, enemies, progressive unlocks, and a ton of different biomes, all very distinctive from each other. And I can't wait to see them all on January the 21st. Another brutal boomer shooter? This one was actually featured in one of my December videos of upcoming games, but it got acquired by the amazing publisher DOSman Games and alas was delayed until the 17th of January, which personally I don't mind at all. Giving the game a little extra time in the oven for some polish rarely ends up bad. So what does this game offer? Well, it aims to deliver the classic retro shooter feel with secrets scattered in each level, some even containing secret weapons. Crunchy pixely sprites, a variety of enemies, bosses, and of course the ultimate showdown versus himself on January the 17th. Now, Orcs Must Die is such a weird one for me. I always enjoyed the look of the games. I have, since the Warcraft 3 days, enjoyed tower defense, and I've always wanted to play Orcs Must Die, but I never have. Will Death Trap be the one game that I finally test out? I really hope so, because it features a multitude of playable characters with different abilities, over 50 traps and turrets to place out, a hub world where we can go all roguelike with our upgrades, and that's to say, even though that this is not a roguelike. The permanent upgrades, they're here, play and get stronger in other words. And it also has a good number of different missions, levels and monsters to slay in gruesome, blood-filled, wacky physics ways. There's just very few things that I don't like about it, and it's also playable alone or in 4-player co-op on the 28th of January. If you like what you're seeing, friend, remember to hit that like and subscribe and join the Discord link down in the description. It's a fantastic place where we discuss all the most hidden, obscure indie games out there. So join today.
They got electric fences in here. Mechs are allergic. Watch out.
Ooh la la, the mech riding boomer shooter is finally arriving. Developed by a first-time solo developer, we are all very eager to see if it can live up to the high standards set by the world of boomer shooters today. So in Mechablood, we have to take back what is ours. Some corporate bastard have stolen our figurines that we oh so cherish, as well as our girlfriend Beth. And to take it back, invade his mining facility we must, with the help of a gigantic mech loaded with deadly weapons. And each level has one secret area holding one of the figurines, so exploring will be essential to collect them all. Oh, and let's not forget about Beth on the 20th of January. Waifu power! Or how does the saying go, my spooky? I haven't played many brutal games with waifus in them in, well, forever. I never played it before. This, however, does not only include waifus, but also enemies, upgrades, abilities, and different characters, and it sets you out on roguelike adventures where you start in a map, kill enemies to become stronger, and eventually, when you think that you're strong enough, you move on to the boss to finish that level off. It can be played in co-op, so doubling the waifu power is very much possible here, but it works good alone as well. Just don't do it like me in the footage and pick the melee character when playing solo. It gets tricky getting those airborne enemies. It drops in January. A badass neon synth Tron meets Transformers looking sci-fi first-person shooter? Hell yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. So apart from some cool visuals, it will offer a story in the form of us being awakened in some faraway planet to destroy all the nanotech machines that have been programmed to destroy everything that they see. That doesn't sound fun at all. And it also pretty much sums up the information available on the game. Oh, apart from this, a fast-paced sci-fi shooter with tons of enemies, weapons, and secrets to unlock. But I mean, hell, do we really need to know more? It drops on January the 24th. Holy macaroni balls, this looks brutal, but I am struggling a bit to understand fully what it is. It markets itself as a roguelike dungeon crawler, but it looks more like a roguelike to me than anything else. So we play as this girl that doesn't seem to have a name, who lost her memory. Now we have to fight to get it back. And the fighting, well, it takes place in overgrown mall areas that are procedurally generated, and I'm not sure whether there will be bosses, some platforming or puzzling, but I am sure that the game will offer permanent upgrades and that the combat looks sick as freaking hell, dropping on the 22nd of January. Is it an indie game? Is it worthy of being on this list? Well, hell, I don't have all the answers, and I never fully played any of the Sniper Elite games either, more than just firing off a few shots to bust some nuts in X-ray vision. But I do know that I want to do it again, and I want to see how the X-ray and feel of the shots have improved since the last time I did it years ago. So yeah, it's on this list, and I also heard that it has a story to it, and even more weapons than just snipers. Not sure if it's just rumors, but hell, we can find out on the 30th of January.
The Surgeborn. They've had us on our back foot for decades. Ever since, our people have been in crisis.
Now with this one, I'm not really sure where to start, so I'll just start with bloody hell, it looks awesome. It has some super cool looking enemies to it, amazing combat, whereas the environments around you can be used as additional weapons, and superb graphics that really gives off that comfortable, cozy, good feeling, but yet manages to look brutal and interesting enough. Mostly thanks to its enemies and combat, but still. So how does the game work? Well, in very short, we decide what missions we want to tackle, teleport to that location and finish it. Back to the hub we go with new loot that we can customize and equip to suit our playstyle the best. Then off to the next mission. But there's of course a lot more to it than just that, like Titan bosses and secrets to uncover, and hell, it's probably my most anticipated non-first person shooter indie title in all of January, and it drops on the 28th. Secret Agent Wizard Boy is going undercover again to topple the international crime syndicate run by Grumblemort. He must use his wits to infiltrate Grumblemort's wizarding school and crack the evil vault deep within the castle. Or Wizard Boy could choose to ignore his mission entirely and instead use knowledge of spells and espionage to wreak havoc and destruction. And that, my friends, perfectly describes this weird game that can, if you want to, turn into a brutal chaos with killing, cracking of bones and other weird things. Created by the Dusk developer himself and his brother, releasing in January. Now this right here, my friends, is one of the best survival-likes that I have played. It plays just as a survivor's like, it feels like one, but it introduces quests throughout the map to change things up. It also has collectibles like gold and health outside of the regular XP pickups, and it goes pretty damn deep with its different characters, levels, and unlockable items for the characters. But most of all, it looks so freaking good. It's brutal, it has a nice feeling to it, it's loaded with gore and demonic creatures, it's detailed beyond belief considering it's a top-down game, and it's freaking set in the Viking fantasy, and we need more brutal Viking games, period. And this one drops on the 21st of January. Now, in a world where organic life has long since perished, ReSetna is awakened by Apex AI to confront the growing threat of the mysterious signal. A side-scrolling sci-fi adventure that offers upgrades as we progress, a vast variety of enemies, and a fast but methodical combat system where you have to think to survive, like dashing to avoid explosions or parry an incoming attack. And of course, as with all side-scrollers, there's tons of platforming and secrets to uncover in this one as well, dropping on the 31st of January. Thank you a million times for watching all the way to the end, broski. You're amazing. And remember, hit that like and subscribe for a ton more brutal indie games like this. And Papa Slim loves ya. Over and out.